Seems so happy.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Shanghai Major American Qualifiers. We're going to be taking a look at Game 3 here. Replaced a couple of people, no longer 1,010,000 Merlinis.
Yeah, we had to kill off some Merlinis. I think the one remaining might be the chief suspect in the crime.
PogChamp, man. It's PogChamping.
PogChamp. So game 3, pretty important match for both teams. DC were the favorites coming in, I think, for almost everyone. Definitely think it could go either way. I feel it's very heavily contingent on the draft. And I'm excited to see what the teams are cooking up.
I think we got a draft too as well, so we can hop right on into that one as we're getting ready to go. And right off the bat, OD as well as Mrs. Enchantress, Tusk, Gyrocopter, all banned on out. Beastmaster, Lone Druid, Witch Doctor, and the Chen. Witch Doctor's sort of come back into style recently. What do you guys think about that hero?
Well, we talked about it a bit last game, just a better support to slow down the Chen. Early pressure.
It's actually exactly what we're talking about. We're thinking of DC was for sure gonna first pick the Syllabear, but Archon actually, I think they had first pick here, right? Yeah, I'm sure
Archon had first pick.
Yeah, Archon had first pick, so they ended up picking up the Syllabear. They banned out the OD this time around because they were first picking in the last two games. DC is still going with the comfort zone heroes, which is the Chen and Beastmaster. Now Archon actually finally picked up a hero that can play and move around with the Chen, which is Witch Doctor, exactly what we were talking about. So he won't have as much free space as he did last game, just moving around and roaming around. You know, Witch Doctor will be following him around for the most part.
Coolio and also TB and Batrider taken out of there. I love that hero, and it seems like Lone Druid, different regions value this hero in different ways, and I think a decent amount of play in Europe as well as a fair amount in Asia. But he just feels like he's so strong in the laning stage. He can give you that safe lane where then you can rotate the other supports to other areas, and as you're saying, mess around with the Chen. DP also banned out now.
The Roar is really annoying to play against. I think that was a pretty huge change to the hero.
Roar?
Yeah.
Yes,
Savage Roar.
Oh, I was thinking Beastmaster for some reason.
Oh.
Because I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
huge change to Beastmaster. He has the spell called Primal Roar.
Like he had his changes a while ago.
So they ban out the Abaddon, who's a semi-counter. It's pretty good against Beastmaster. Hero gets roared, you just shield them, and they go about their business. Also can be really good to fuel the push. So I think that ban serves multiple roles here.
Definitely. And TA going to be picked up as you're talking about. I don't know, I feel like TA's sort of fallen off a bit. I was thinking about this the other day, and it seems like she should be really strong, like with the map changes that you saw a little bit in terms of the mid lane, the fact that the towers are a little bit further apart. It seems like with the level 6 on her, you could probably catch a few more heroes out in the mid lane there.
She's not very good against group up and fight really early strats. It seems like, especially in North America, a lot of the teams are going for like the big tower pressure, 3, 4 heroes, sometimes even 5 man early on. I don't think that's where TA excels, but this game, they have the type of line that can also put pressure, and definitely could take Roshan quickly.
That's where she usually thrives off her like 13 to 15 minute desto straight into Roche and just pushing from there. And Digital Chaos having good setup with both Beastmaster and Chen for pushing.
A lot of heals this game.
From both teams. Somewhat tankiness too.
Is it worth taking an AA at some point in time, or does that really not fit in with the draft too well?
It could work out for DC.
It's also
because with the setup, but I'm not too sure about Team Archon because they don't have much setup for a good AA.
If you go back to the Frankfurt Major, 1437 was even first picking that a lot, but goes with the Disruptor this time. So a huge playmaker for them last game. Much easier to play that hero when you're ahead, and they were ahead pretty much the whole game. So we'll be looking for something similar this time around.
It synergizes. I actually saw it last game. I didn't see the synergy, but with Beastmaster with the Hawk giving all that extra vision just for the glimpse back. So that's a little something.
It's also nice when you're just doing a push strat in general, because your team is the one grouped up at the tower. They're the ones coming in to defend or TPing in or running away, and in any of those cases, the glimpse back can really punish.
Most definitely. I mean, we saw that last game when Jo bought back and got sent back instantly, and it was an instant 3 to 4 fight again.
Well,
Tilting.
You're talking about that sort of vision advantage that you're going to get with the Beastmaster Hawk. Also, TA, another hero that gives you that with the Psionic Traps.
Chen to a certain degree too, if he decides to split up his creeps for Roshan vision, for any sort of vision, A lot of extra units, and then you have your boar to run around.
So
So DC definitely does have a huge advantage with vision advantage here.
we're looking at a core shaker here at this point, off lane.
Reserve time.
Yeah, he's offlane. He's gonna be offlane. I don't think they would core Undying here.
I think they're pretty worried. They seem that to me is them being worried about the push.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, need to be able to have that sort of counterplay, keeping waves pushed out. It was Archon last time that had trouble pushing out the waves against DC. I didn't get to catch all of it. Was that correct? They're mainly having trouble with that.
Yeah, their only real D push was the Invoker, and he just got destroyed in lane. So, and then even after the laning stage, continued to get massacred. So
It's good counter initiation to help out with the Lone Druid as well. I mean, you have your Witch Doctor, your heal, cast, and dying with the Tombstone. It's like Team Archon has extremely good team fight right now. So I mean, if anything, I think this game comes down. Well, at the moment with these 4 drafts, Disruptor and Beastmaster are like the big playmakers, of course, for DC. Good setups. If Beastmaster gets a good start as well, DC can really snowball, and like it's a very snowbally lineup for them too.
Juggernaut.
Well,
10 seconds remaining.
it's such a push heavy meta, especially North
5
America right now.
seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Don't really see it the same. Like I've been casting a lot of the China qualifiers with you, Gabe, and we see a lot more like. Well, the most successful team was LGD, and a lot of 4 Protect 1. Like they will sometimes pick carries that can push for Sylar, but it's much more about just farming up for like a mid-game timing. But it seems most of the NA teams really value the earlier objectives and quick victories when possible. Oh, they're gonna get Bristle. What do you think about Bristle, Mr. Jimmy?
I'm thinking. I mean, Archon doesn't really have anything to really
10 seconds
kill him,
remaining.
burst him down so easily. It's a good.
Oh, jeez.
Lone Druid Broodmother.
That's really something. Some rat.
Jeez. That is disgusting. And Monkey's going to be playing it. Huh.
I think Bristle's pretty good. I mean, Crimson Tombstone is pretty
So
worthless.
is-
Broodmother's pretty worthless.
So what are
Buff
the?
Vanguard.
So it's a Lone Druid mid, offlane shaker, brood safe.
They don't have exactly an answer to TA refraction as well. Nothing that can instantly take it off. Unless
These
you
are-
have 1,000 broods coming and attacking you. But other than that,
Oh, I can tell you one thing's for sure. DC, we're not expecting a brood pick.
I think
Not with this draft.
yeah, and it just feels like that's sort of out of left field. The thing that I'm curious about is you mentioned Crimson Guard. Sometimes I feel like if you pick that up on Bristleback, it
10
leaves you a little bit
seconds
lacking for damage, and being able to kill off that bear, it feels like it's going to be so
5
hard
seconds
unless TA
remaining.
has a great time in lane. And maybe I'm wrong about that. At least to me, it seems like that could be a bit of a problem for him, is dealing with Lone Druid.
it definitely can be. But I mean, he'll be the frontliner with TAs. Assuming he'd have a pretty decent start, he should have a relatively fast Deso as well.
Okay.
So, and you know the Beastmaster aura as well. That gives a little bit more, much more DPS.
Well, here we go. Who's going to Shanghai? This team is going to, one of them, move on into the real majors, and either Jo or Suns fan is going to be popping up on your screen, I'm sure.
This makes it very exciting, though. You know, like this last game, it's a best of 3. Both teams are at 1, and they're gonna give it their best and their best strategies here. You know, this last game really decides who goes to majors.
Yeah, you don't. A team like LGD in the China qualifiers, where they thoroughly outclass their opponents, they maybe save some of their top strategies or pocket picks, but DC Archon very evenly matched. Like they're throwing everything out for this game 3.
30 seconds
Is there a draft that
left.
you really favor one over the other at this point in time, Mr. Jimmy?
I think DC. No, I don't. It's pretty even. It's just how the laning phase goes, I'd say, for the most part, and Roshan as well. Because if DC can sneak a Roshan, like once he picks up his Deso, DC can snowball very easy. But if they don't snowball, I think Archon will take it with their rat, because they don't really have a clear-cut answer for the Broodmother.
Yeah, just the Beastmaster, who's not the best for hunting her. He's okay.
You see an interesting build by Yawar as well. He started off with boots, so that's pretty interesting by him. He knows he's going against Brood, I guess.
So is this one of those picks right now where it's like you get last pick Brood and you might just end up losing the game because of that, or?
You can either win the game or lose the game with it, so
Yeah.
we'll really figure it out.
Brood's rarely in the mediocre zone. It's either total own or useless is
The thing is,
generally what you
it
see.
is one of Monkey's Forever comfort heroes as well, so I think he actually does play it pretty well.
The Brood mid, something that I know Vega was running a bit back around towards the end of last year. Definitely unexpected. So the lanes are going to get underway. Bristleback, Disruptor, dual lane up against the Shaker Undying. Whitebeard, he's been playing a lot of Undying.
It's so frustrating to play against, getting that damage out of there as well as some HP. I mean, Bristleback's tanky, but still, it just kind of sucks that way when it ends up happening.
I'm curious to see what Owie does this game. Last game he put a ton of pressure on the key hero, which was the Invoker for Archon, and I would say single-handedly won them the lanes, and then Bulba took over in the mid-game with a lot of successful ganks, but I'm wondering what he thinks is... Like, where do you think he should be going now? Demon... No, seems bottom is the call. Gets the clap off on the fluff, the cask.
Good micro.
Not actually going to bounce there. Very nice Delta split. Pyrian Flax would be proud. And so too would Suns fan.
Jo actually blocked him there with the bear, if you saw that, for like that 1 second. I'm sure that actually got him killed because he was trying to eat a different tree.
Oh.
It's very unfortunate.
That was a really quick reaction there with the micro.
Yeah, it was a very good micro by AUI as well.
Witch Doctor's supposed to be a counter to those early Chen roams.
Not
but-
if you're going against AUI. Oh.
Oh,
Good
jeez.
stuff.
It's the best in the world. Well, 9-4 currently on Mr. Lone Druid, despite the fact we ended up having that early casualty. The mid lane surprisingly even. 9-3, 9-4 is on the TA there, who's having a pretty decent time. You know, it's weird. I think about this laning as she's going to be able to get some more hits on those spiders. The Psyblades are kind of a unique situation. I think about it in the same way as when you have a PL that you're hitting as a TA, and sometimes you can just get surrounded. But if they all line up for you as you're trying to make an escape, it's a lot of gold going our way.
I think they should get a sentry for your war though, even though
Uh-oh.
Brew does have
What?
2.
What happened there? Was he diving?
I guess that's
Can you double click on Bristle, see where you died?
He died really close to tower. It looks like he was diving the
Yeah, he
Earthshaker.
was diving.
Maybe got fissure blocked in. That's a kill that should not be
It's a
happening.
rare mistake by TC. He usually doesn't play that aggressive, or like he plays it much more safe.
Yeah, maybe feeling a bit of pressure with how things were developing in...
Last game?
Yeah.
Last game he had a pretty good game. Third played.
Yeah, that's true. Bristleback is just a... I don't know. That's a hero you always want to go in on.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something where you feel super confident about it, and then all of a sudden, Star Shaker lays on down a fish on your
They actually
face.
got that D ward off too. From I think that's a D ward, right? Whose ward is that one right there?
That is
Right.
Archon.
That's Archon's, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
No
so I have
word.
been able to see the Chen.
Yeah, it is Archon.
Just planted it.
Well, so far, I mean, it seems like the kill on the Witch Doctor is not nearly as big as the kill on TC here for the Bristleback. And I mean, we talked a little bit about laning stage and how well they start off. I don't know if it matters a ton. Like, Bristle's still going to be able to, if he needs to, move into the lane to start dealing with Broodmother. Is that where you end up seeing him going eventually, or what do you think the Bristle's sort of objective is in this game?
Just get his Vanguard and follow the Brood.
Okay.
And when they decide to take towers, he'll be the frontline tank with the Beastmaster and the Chen helping out. Well, now he tries to make another move. He does have a smoke now. Got a ward down. See the Savage Roar got used there.
Do you know the cooldown on that?
It's like 30 seconds, is it?
It goes down really low. It's 16 at the last level.
28 to 16. Okay.
That's really freaking good.
It's
Yeah.
about to be 5 right now. So for some RNG.
So, Lone Druid, just standard Radiance build this game, do you think?
Yeah, Radiant's gonna be very good this game. They don't really have a natural MKB hero. Forcing TA to usually go MKB is like a pretty shitty scenario for him.
Yeah. Not
Early
able to-
one, early one at least.
This kind of reminds me of the game that we saw earlier from Archon, where they had the Undying and the Spirit Bear, and then they were able to sort of have the Bat Rider in the mid lane to set all that up. It doesn't feel like they have the hero to force the fight as effectively as a Flaming Lasso, but do you think it's still going to work?
It still might work. I mean, they're gonna, if anything, they're gonna force the towers with the bear, drop the tombstone. They have Earthshaker with. They're gonna have a blink Earthshaker as well. And I don't know what Broodmother will be doing, what kind of build. Whether he's gonna opt for the split pushing or Orchids. I don't think Orchid's gonna do that well this game. Like even Necrobuck would be pretty nice. More team fight.
Monkey is owning. He's been farming his jungle, farming the lane. TA has 30 CS, but I'm sure some of those are spiderlings. And overall, just in great shape early on.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Monkey's one of his go-to heroes. It's his comfort zone hero, so he's very comfortable going against pretty much any matchup here.
They do try to set up on Moo now. They get the initial Thunder Strike out, but the Tombs drop. They got to turn and finish that off, which will allow Moo to retreat. Fissure connecting up 2, trying to keep the Tomb alive, will finally fall, and Whitebeard commits onto 1437 from the rear. Owie's come in, but so too is Fluff. Everybody suddenly descending on this top lane, and Whitebeard will get the kill. He's got the stick Koi down in 5 seconds, but the Quills will finish him off. So a 1-for-1. The Chen forced to rotate all the way around.
It was also a good TP by Fluff. It was instant reaction right there. I was like, okay, Moo's gonna die, but then, you know, Witch Doctor ports in, gets a good cast, and Maledict off onto him.
What a player. Doing what he needs to do.
Fluff just being at the right place at the right time.
Chose a good game to do it. Could use those boots, though.
He has it now. He has enough gold at least.
2-2 right now, still relatively even, and it feels like there's not really going to be a kill in lane, at least until we end up seeing a few rotations around here. I mean, is the danger that you're going to end up being able to dive this TA at some point, or where's the sort of impetus here? Is Archon on that?
It's all on Witch Doctor, and here he is. He's already prepared. Here, look at it. Not go. He tried. He was making an effort, but
Diving in on her.
They're
They dropped down
diving
the
for
web.
Yawar. This is a big commitment. He pops the Fairy Fire, but no chance.
good calculation by Monkey's there. He knew his refraction was actually down. It could be a tower here for him, even though AUI is here.
The
He's
DD
getting in
helped.
close to denying range. Yeah, the DD definitely did help there.
Yeah, they do not want to give this tower up this early. It's an objective that DC want to hang on to. So even bring Bulba in along with the Chen army, but this then relieves pressure on Jo, who goes back to the bottom lane. No threat of a gank right now. Bulba not having the explosive performance he did in game number 2.
Bulba still has a very good start. I mean, his level 7 minutes in. Pretty good farm, you know, as an off lane.
Just not as many kill opportunities this game.
It's much harder to actually move around in this kind of scenario, I think.
And it's not like you're killing Lone Druid, so.
You're not killing Lone Druid. Brood's a pretty hard hero to kill. And top is just back and forth with each other.
It feels like Brood has been off to such a good enough start that the game gets significantly harder from here. Do you have to really like prioritize trying to find that kill on her, or is it even worth trying to go for it and instead crippling other lanes by trying to make those rotations happen?
If you can actually kill her cleanly, it's always worth it. But she's one of those heroes that you dive her, maybe it takes you too long, they TP and counter gank, the tomb gets dropped, and suddenly you lose 2-3 just to get the Brood kill.
You just need 2 hits and you kill all the Broodlings. Yeah, it's like the best part of it, yeah, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah,
Like max movement speed on the Broodlings.
they are going for the very short range glimpse onto Whitebeard. Slightly off the mark, the Chen army marches in. And they try to hang on as the tomb will be finished off, so another tomb quickly fed away. But this is again Jo trying for the split push. And being left alone once more.
Purple's pinging. Oh, that's Jo. Seems getting good pressure on, forcing DC back down.
He's getting a lot of space.
JO's doing a really good job. You know, as soon as Bulba moves over and tries to rotate to another lane, Jo decides to push the lane, and once he comes back, Jo goes right exactly what he's doing right now. He's going straight into the jungle just to be safe.
Yeah, even though they have the ward and the hawk, they have not really threatened him at all.
They're really utilizing the hero and like taking advantage of this surprise Brood pick as well.
Yeah, he is rushing Orchid, by the way, so no Midas, no
Vanguard
Necro
completed,
Bulk
no.
or anything like
The
that.
Bristle right now should be pretty unkillable.
Yeah, what do they have to deal with
And
him? Just Maledict,
This
basically?
is Maledict or until he gets Death Ward.
Ooh, 2 points in Maledict.
I think you kind of need it though.
Yeah, I like that build a lot. Like, sometimes if it's a push strat, you will see the
he's
heal.
going
Diving
for it. He's dead.
1437.
He's dead.
Got some.
Oh man, that's painful to watch. I mean, they get the tower down in the bottom lane, but you're also being able to lose your potentially now at least a lot of pressure to your tier 2. I don't feel like they stop at this point really for the Brood. I mean, if they keep going down there in the bottom lane, she's perfectly happy.
Moo's happy with it. Oh, Moo went for Treads. Interesting. And he still has that random gauntlet that he bought. at the
Red
beginning.
Shaker. That is not something you see very often.
It's very rare. I think Moon did that during the majors in Frankfurt a couple times.
Tower starting to fall pretty quickly. There's a hell of a lot of creeps here. I think that Beastmaster has his aura up also, so
Is DC gonna continue? It's none of
Is
this.
1437 dead again? The Spider Lanes come in. They will assassinate him. They can't even go for the punish. Forcing out 2 TPs, getting another kill. Monkey's just taking this game over. They did pop a dust. It looks like they want the Spider Lanes.
He definitely tried to send him back there, glimpse him back there, but the TP was taking way too long for DC, so he tried to wait at the very last second.
He's almost got Orchid as well. This is ridiculously fast.
ooh. All right, well, there's a Witch Doctor. He's going to go down, but still 5-3. Tier 2 tower, I don't believe, fell in the mid lane.
Dire's top
No,
tower
it did not
is
fall,
under
but it's
attack.
been under a lot of
They
pressure.
did get the tier 1, so it's like they traded, they still traded 2 towers for 2 towers. They got 2 tier 1s, but DC got a tier 1 and a tier 2 here. Pressuring the tier 2 from DC though, it's at 200 HP.
The Brood is really creating a lot of space for Lone Druid as he works towards the Radiance, but now DC start to group, and they got good vision here.
Or get up on the Brood Mother. Think about that.
I'm not sure because I think he could have done like even Vlad's Necro 3 times in a row right there within 2 minutes. Feels
That's half
very
their deaths.
unfortunate.
He can't enter a lane. It looks like he just wants the level 6, but getting punished.
Yeah, I mean, if he went for the split pushing Broodmother, I think it would have been much better. But I guess once he finishes Orchids, he might just go for these multiple pickoffs, and he can still split push.
It's not a great Orchid game either. It's not like that really hard to lock down, Ember Spirit type hero.
Can't do anything.
Cyclone
Here.
going out. They're going to maybe try and see if they can at least mess around a little bit. A little
They're
fear
thinking
in
about
the
it.
odds.
Castig's going to fly out. Spider Lanes descend on the pit. And the Aegis gets grabbed. The Fissure comes through, really breaking up the fight nicely. The Bear's there to block the retreat. Monkeys again working on Theban and completely keeping him out of it. Now they do roar, committing on Damu, trying to bring him down. But he manages to get off the Echo, the Enchant Totem as well. TC still terrifically tanky, and they can't bring him down easily. AUI 2000 will be next. And they turn, but the Bristleback hangs on. The Quill stacking up. Bringing Whitebeard low. They get the kill. 3 have fallen, and they look for more. Scrambling away to the right is going to be Yawar and Archon. Race forward and out to a 9-3 advantage off of that fight.
And the Tombstone was just sitting there the whole fight, and there was just like 100 zombies. It's so hard. It's so hard to fight against an Earthshaker and Undying here. Of course, Witch Doctor as well with this cast. I don't think Witch Doctor's 6. He might be 6 now, but no, he's still level 5.
The other thing there is that the Disruptor laying down that Sack Storm is we are going to see a quick little kill here.
He's
Oh
got
my
Aegis.
goodness. Did they actually find enough to be able to kill him a second? It doesn't look like it. He's just going to kill off the Witch Doctor and walk away from this one. The Bear might even go down.
That roar.
Oh,
Oh, he wanted the splash. That would have been sick. That's
But-
a lot of gold to be giving TA, but doesn't get his kill in the end.
The
Look at his
Disruptor
finish.
laying down that Static Storm at the base of it. The Earthshaker was trying to walk in for the Echo Slam as they were all coming out. That would have probably killed off all of DC, but good play there by 1437.
He's only about 350 gold off his Blink Dagger now as well.
That's really big against Chen Beastmaster. It's gonna make it a lot scarier to push. Because without that, like they're pretty limited in terms of actually forcing a fight.
DC did get the last hit on Roche though, right?
I believe so, and TA got the Aegis. So it wasn't too bad for them in the end, but Archon's still gonna be happy that they contested.
Maybe now going to be able to take a little bit better advantage of that vision, considering they've got the Aegis. Do you think there's any opportunity for them to fight into this, or with the Undying Bear, is it just a little bit too much?
Undying Bears, and then don't forget about the Earthshaker as well. You know, they have these tempo control, like these heroes that can really control the fight and dictate what really goes on or what happens. And you have your Broodmother as well that just obliterates the Chen.
Yeah.
He's just focusing Chen every fight because he
They've-
knows he can kill him within 5 seconds or so.
Him and the Disruptor have just been made total non-factors. The supports of DC did so much work last game, and Monkeys is really shutting them down.
It was actually ended up being pretty good Brood pick here. And surprise pick ended up working out pretty well.
DD up on TA2, and maybe this is going to be something to get back into it. It did look like a decent amount of those spiders died in that last engagement, so having to build that back up before you can ramp up your damage again, it's going to be important.
Jo's going to have his Relic in about a minute, and then he'll probably finish his Radiance 2 minutes later, so it's just DC has a small window here. I mean, once Radiance is picked up, I really don't see how DC is going to,
And they already have the blink as well, so.
being able to engage in these fights. At least Desso's finished now on Templar. And his Aegis, he probably has about 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, starting to feel like they need some big picks here from Bulba and 1437.
There's a lot of spiders that ended up dying up there to those wild axes. Now moving back into the mid lane, trying to take a little bit of control and keep the lanes pushed. It does feel like Archon at this point are just trying to sort of hold out until you get that radiance so you can burn through the refraction, cancel out the ability of the team to really get any type of on top of them.
So Tia grabs the Deso, still has the Aegis. DC looks like they're waiting for a couple of key items here. The mech, not quite complete, actually is on the courier, so it just grabs it now. And they just got the Crimson Guard on the Bristle as well, so their fight mid's pretty good. Because they will try to bring down the Broodmother. The Roar committed onto Monkeys. Man, they needed this, and they will finally grab him. Last hit going to Bulba. Necro 3 should almost be done now.
Not like this, monkeys.
He's in deep. Space created.
500 gold distributed between them.
I mean, it is also not the lone druid still, but yeah, it really sucks.
It's still kind of hard to push. I mean, they do have an Aegis. Radiance isn't done yet. Earthshaker and Tomb. They might just give this up, though. I doubt they'd go high ground.
And
just gonna give
Shaker
this away.
Blake's been revealed at this point, right?
Yeah,
With all that stuff coming up, do you feel like they kind of need to go high ground?
they do. They have to.
They at
Before
least
this
need to
Radiance.
pressure and force Archon
Pressure and
back.
force them back, yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Tier 3 tower is starting to fall. Looks like the bear is just going to be walking right on into the middle
Forcing
of
a glyph, and they're happy with that.
Shaker has a smoke. Let's see if he's...
No, they're happy with that. Forcing them back and got a glyph.
Oh, he already personal smoked. He was expecting him to stick around, but doesn't seem like
He
that's
had to
gonna
be that right then and there, with Brood having like 5 seconds left to spawn. Book 3 being finished up on Bulbino now. He's probably gonna maybe opt for a Vlad's next to really help with the push. Maybe a Wolf Creep from Chen as well.
What other names can we come up with for Bulba? Bulbino?
Balba.
Bulbinator? Balba?
What's his real name?
Bulbasaur?
Ganishka.
Or Bulba?
Ganish.
How do you say his last name? Sosali?
Susali.
Sally. I like
Ganishka.
Bulbasaur. That's pretty good.
Let's just call him Kanishka.
Does that annoy him? Instead of Sam?
It used to annoy him much more. He's okay with it.
I imagine you can get under his skin
Oh yeah,
pretty easily.
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I have videos.
Yeah. Everyone has videos of Bulba now after the Frankfurt Major. Oh my. We love you, Bulba.
Blue.
Bilbo.
It's pretty awesome. Well, what do you think about for Chen? Is it just Greaves next, or do you like going for that Aghanims?
That's it.
I like Ags this game.
I would say Greaves just in case, or because there isn't Orchids, but at the same time, Aghanims would be insanely strong because you have all this heal for the spam from either Radiance Burn, Earthshaker. You want to constantly be healing your team. 20-second cooldown.
I think
Pipe would actually do really well too.
Yeah, I mean Bristle could also, or Beastmaster could also get the pipe potentially.
I think he's better off with Initiation, Vlad's.
All right, Monkeys, here we go. It's Theban again that he tries to run onto. Gets the sounds off on him, but the turn attempted as the Death Ward goes full duration and will be enough to bring down the Bristleback. Not so tanky when the entire team's hitting him. Suddenly on the hunt, they have the Radiance online now. Where's that root when you need it? Looking for an opening here.
Oh.
Theban sent back in the nick of time, but all of a sudden, just like that, you could see Archon coming into their own. They haven't used Bleak Echo. The Undying dropped off the start of the fight, and they kill a carry and take a tower. They are already looking very
I think
fearsome.
it was either the Dust or a Sentry ran out of vision for Brood. Your War was actually chasing down the Brood. He had about 15% HP left. It was very unfortunate. I think it was, yeah, the Sentry vision was out, so he couldn't chase him anymore. It's very unfortunate. It would have been a pretty big kill, actually. Just seeing how far he is, high as a net worth.
Definitely. I mean, it's still worth noting that you do have 3 of cores for DC just right behind him. It's not like they're completely and totally out of this game, but it does sort of feel like it's starting to slip away at this point in time. Do you feel like Roshan is going to be the way to get back into it for DC? Or?
Oh, most definitely. The Roshan is how they're going to go high ground here. With either, like, they're going to give it on Templar, and he's going to be pushing their tier 3.
Yeah, and the way they're itemizing, you don't really want to play the farm war against Lone Druid with the Radiance and a super fat Brood. TA can maybe keep up, but Bristle, Chen, they're all itemizing for the early to mid-game fighting.
I mean, Archon still has a huge advantage, but DC is definitely not out of it yet.
Yeah. A lot of it's going to come down to the playmaking. Do they get a crucial roar or static storm glimpse off?
Well, he trapped the bear, but TC was actually pretty scared there.
As well he should be.
Dire's
Bears
Oh.
are dangerous, man.
fallen.
This could be a big smoke.
Does look like they're willing to trade off a little bit, though. They've got a couple.
Oh, they're going to go
of
for the
things down
bristle?
there.
Looks like they're thinking about it.
I mean, DC is pretty set up in a good position here. Like if they engage on top, they're gonna split push here, and they'll be okay with it with the trade. I think DC might even. I think the push is actually pretty even with the auras, and then Archon has the bear.
Still waiting to see the big Earthshaker jump, but hasn't really needed to do much to date. So they did grab a Vlad's and Lone Druid now. Good against TA.
It doesn't even have a TP on the bear.
It's fine.
No, it could have worked out if they went all in on the brood, but Bulba didn't have a blink actually.
I like what they're doing now, trying to constrict the vision a little bit of DC as they're moving around the map and dewarding stuff.
1 more minute for Roche as well.
You know, could be pretty big.
They're just pinging. They're worried about it.
And Dying also picked up his mechanism now, so mech on both sides. No real inherent advantage there. Well, I guess you got Chen heals too, so it's always an issue.
Yeah, Bulba's been a lot quieter this game, and part of that's just there's less viable gank targets. Lone Druid's really hard to kill. Brood is off the map.
If
a
he
lot.
gets his blink, he can solo kill this brood. Very easy still. Very, very easy.
He's about to get BKB though.
On Beast? Or
No,
Brood.
Brood.
Yeah, but like if he gets a surprise jump on him beforehand.
Radiant's top tower
That's
is
true.
under attack.
Wonder what TC's gonna go for next.
AC?
2800.
Is AC good this game? What are you up against? Lone Druid.
AC wouldn't be bad. Halberd would actually be pretty good. Actually, Halberd would be pretty good. Good HP.
That's true.
Evasion.
They're just taking Roshan right now. Like, they pinged out that they were doing the thing. Was there any way really to contest
they can't,
this at
no,
all?
because of Tombstone and an Earthshaker. They have
Yeah.
much better team fight here.
Okay.
I mean, you can have DC can have all the vision, but like even if you drop a perfect combo and disruptor, like DC still can't do anything about it.
Rough life and trying
That's
to.
good. They forced another glyph at least.
Yeah, they're split pushing, playing it pretty well.
22:53 on both glyph and Roshan.
keep track of all those little timings.
I'm a support player here, man.
Me too, but I'm terrible.
I kind of like. I know, like even when I spectate Obs games, I kind of say it to myself. So like when I actually play serious games, I'd always remember it.
Okay.
You should just all chat it so that both teams know.
Not like this. I'll do not like this.
Too many times I've seen a caster do that.
Well, Blink Deso, as we were talking about, being able to get into the thick of things should you need to. Is Bristleback really tanky enough at this point? I mean, you still got Maledict up if you end up hitting him right away. I guess after BKB, that's really going to be the point where he's able to stay alive through those team fights. I've seen him die a couple times.
He's quite tanky.
BKB is also pretty good, but he doesn't have much damage, just tanky. He's just the frontliner. That Aegis would have been so important for DC, but now it's like they kind of have to stall it out, but I feel Archon's going to be putting the pressure onto them now. So I don't know if DC's going to... DC, I think their outs here are just, for the most part, split pushing, keeping the lanes pressured.
It does look like it's going to be the Aghanim Scepter, and unless it's the casual point booster coming out from Chen in the way of both the Undying and the Chen, actually. That's actually huge.
TA doesn't really do much to Lone Druid either, especially once he picks up his Kuros and Basher. He's just going to have BKB, Deso, Blink.
Yeah, both teams just playing the farm war at this point. 10-6, pretty slow-paced game again.
Well, Archon's very content.
Yeah. It does feel like DC are the ones under the gun of it, or to make something happen.
Can we see the gold graph, any chance? Oh wow, it's pretty even. But I mean, the gold graph I don't think really determines much. And you have this Aegis, you have much better team fight from Archon, and this is gonna be big here. Just hope they don't overextend. Just focus on objectives.
BKB is up on the Brood now as well, so if they don't match the Burster with the Roar, then
Everyone has fresh BKBs here.
it's going to be tough to kill her. But TA also grabbing hers, as you mentioned, and they do breach the base. There's absolutely no split push of any kind, so there will be a commitment forced out. Digital Chaos Archon banging on the front door. They want to try and take this one out quickly. There's the Fissure off the bat. It catches out Demon before he can cast a single spell. No buyback available. Although Monkey's Forever does get controlled for the moment by Bull, but they can't kill him off. He turns, trying to lifesteal his way out of this one, but he goes down at the end of the physical damage. The bear stands strong. The tower nearly dead. Shaker just sitting back. He's got an Echo ready if he sees an opening, but they're all a bit too healthy. So they trade 2 for 1, but they do manage to get the tower.
I don't know what Monkeys was doing. Like, he could just let the bear siege with the tombstone. If they focus the tombstone, focus the bear, Urshik can really save him or counter initiate alongside with Witch Doctor. Like, he really didn't need to be there.
Was he surprised by the BKB maybe on the bristle? Like it felt like he could.
It wasn't that. It was just he runs in BKB. He's gonna get roared.
Yeah.
And he does nothing.
He thought he could man fight the bristle, but he was already too low as well.
That's skeletons.
That's really good by AY. Triple net.
Triple skeleton party.
Oh my god. How long is that duration on the net? It's like 1.2?
1.5? 1.75.
Huh. That's a lot of disable there.
That's good against Lone Druid and Broodmother.
The skeletons are so imbalanced actually if you keep them alive on tower pushes. With Beastmaster auras.
All addicted up here now, and Bristleback needs to be a little bit careful.
He's fine.
Just amount of heroes.
If he gets rooted, maybe not. Oh, just BKB.
That's the last spare for a while.
Oh, there's the Soul Rip also. BKB's going to wear out in a second or two. Might be in a little bit of trouble as he ends up getting the Entangle. There's the Roar back on top of Monkeys. Needs to be careful as TA has jumped in now. And
Wait, someone's lagging.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh, jeez. This is not the time to be lagging. Ugh.
I was wondering about that. He got roared and ran in there. It felt like maybe there's a little bit of a miscommunication or something going on. Or
Yeah, I kind of saw that. I said it before the pause. I was like, it looks like someone's lagging.
Yeah, good news is BKB Brood is pretty damn hard to kill at this stage.
Your war's like very indecisive in the fights. He hit the bear a couple times, then he was chasing another hero, then he's hitting his Syllabear, the hero now. So he had three different targets that fight.
Has mech been popped yet for Undying?
I don't think so. You don't see the auras, and they're all pretty full still.
Yeah. I think that they're all here too. This looks like, I mean, with the Radiance burn going, it's still going to be a bit of an issue. And I don't know, BKBs are down now on the TA, or excuse me, used currently.
I wonder what's going on in Fluff's mind with the oh my god ...
I don't know. It's kind of one of those moments where there's not really a whole lot else to say besides like shit.
I mean, everything weighs down on this game. It's anyone's game still.
Well, reconnected.
Wonder if this fight goes to Shanghai. Calling it now.
Here we'll go. if we
Loser of it.
understand
Writes a blog. There's the Echo. That could be hit. 1437 blown up off the bat. They do manage to bring him down yet again, turning quickly out of the TA. Then the Death Ward comes through. TC is donezo. That's 3 down, 2 big cores as well. And almost got a 4th.
Man. What a collection of plays right there, though. Moo's been doing it right here on the Earthshaker. He had a good amount of time to think about it, granted, but still.
Moon, gosh. It's Earthshaker offlane players, man. I wonder if that blink was pre-clicked before the pause. That's because it was pretty instant.
That was
It was
either
pretty
that or a
instant.
very tactical
Puppy man.
pause. I don't know what you do about that from an administration point of view. You can't really tell teams not to pause if they're actually lagging, nor can you tell them not to be quick after the pause.
It auto paused because he DC'd.
Yeah.
So.
He unplugged his internet, guys. Let's go make a Reddit thread.
That's how that works, definitely. Well, Tombstone down now, and the cask is going to start to bounce around. It did get the bounce, so now all of those creeps are going to be in a little bit of trouble. They do end up popping out the glyph. And
Meanwhile, Brood just killing people everywhere. TC trying to hang on against the Spiderling onslaught. Will Digital Chaos be thwarted again on the precipice of making it to the major? They do hang on. BKB was forced out, but again, the Disruptor going down.
If they focused the range racks on both the fights, they would have had it. But, I mean, they felt very confident on taking the melee. It's very unfortunate Glyph was up again.
They got another kill. They shut down the cores even more. Although DC are still farming pretty well, if it's considered.
They're not it's not favoring the gold graph isn't favoring either team too much, anyways.
So I
It's
mean,
just the team fights that Archon has, like you mentioned, with both Earthshaker and Undying, and the heals as well.
And they're just getting the better initiations. We haven't seen Bulba able to take over fights. Every single fight, Disruptor just dies instantly. I think the Brood is just like Monkeys is just tunneled on 1437
I mean,
for
if
20
anything,
minutes.
how DC wins is if Disruptor locks down the Earthshaker and Witch Doctor
Yeah.
in his combo. Unless he finishes Ags, and he can get the Broodmother as well.
Dire's top tower is
It's
under
just very
attack.
difficult for him. He's well, he just has an arcane boots and a cloak.
so like we've been talking about how DC has sort of been itemizing for this mid-game push style. Late game, do they have a chance to be able to make it happen if they end up getting a decent amount of farm and holding out, or is it just sort of a situation where they need to try and go for like one last push?
No, most definitely. They can still opt for the late game. There's no worries about that. Their late game potential is completely fine. I mean, like it said, it's always favoring Archon just because they have better team fight. But I mean, like I said, DC is still not out of it. It's all about next Roshan is it's a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, the last one, Archon kind of overextended with Monkeys kind of diving in unnecessarily. But this next one, whoever gets the Aegis is going to be the one that's pressuring the other team.
It's a very volatile matchup as well because both lineups kill racks and structures so quickly. Beastmaster pushes really hard. Bristle at this stage does. Obviously Chen, great pushing hero, and they got the Deso TA. And on the Archon side, you've got just Lone Druid, Brood alone are really good at taking objectives. So
I also don't think Archon's going to make the same mistake they did earlier versus the Complexity game where they decided to go high ground when Roshan was going to be spawning within the next 2 minutes. So they're going to be a bit more patient this time around, wait for the Roshan and not go high ground like... I mean, they have their advantage, but they're not going to risk going high ground this time around until they do have an Aegis.
Well,
yeah, they know there's still room to farm here. Lone Druid's got a couple of slots. Brood is building something fresh here.
oh, this is going to be that halberd.
For the TA. Or the Bristle, I'm not sure.
Maybe
Who's
it's-
going Halberd?
Oh, you know what? She might actually be getting a Silver Edge for the Bristle.
Well, that'd be pretty good.
Silver Edge Brood? That actually sounds legit.
SNY, screw it.
SMY 32-minute
It's
SMY?
Monkeys, man. You don't know what he's...
What do you think he's doing?
See, the problem is if he does do this and they go on to win, now we're going to be seeing Shadowblade Brood in every game.
Oh, please. And Doto.
I've already lost all my desire to pub after thinking about that. Solo mid Shadowblade Brood. Let's go.
Oh,
I
jeez.
mean, honestly, Silver Edge just is so much better now with the change to it that you can't purge it. So I think it's pretty legit, even though it sounds
So you have
clowny as
Axe?
hell.
Oh, he does have Axe. Oh,
Yeah, he's had it for a little while.
And then Undying's about to have it also. I mean, you double down on the team fight potential there.
It's one cool thing about Chen. You can just keep split pushing with creeps automatically. Or always pushing a lane. Oh, this creep should never die.
Little bear on
Punch.
golem
Oh.
action. They want to assassinate this bad boy, but you said it earlier. The evasion from the Radiance, or the mischance rather, makes a big difference versus TA.
Yeah, see, it's like it's hard to force TA to just get this MKB. He needs so many items. He needs his BKB. Of course, he needs his blink. He's going Mancer for the root or an Orchids.
Radiant's top tower
MKB
is
could have been
under
the
attack.
next item for him. I don't think Yasha was right though, because evasion from also Broodmother as well from his.
Incapacitating bite, yeah. It's a big deal. And he is going to go Halberd in the end, so. No cheeky Silver Edge to deal with Bristleback.
I hope Yorwar doesn't commit to this Manta. He really needs his MKB. Otherwise, he's just kind of like a useless hero in the fights. I mean, the only thing he can focus is the supports. And Moo's always in a pretty damn good position. And Roshan just spawned. DC scouts it out. Archon has no idea that it's up.
They can take that really fast too. TA with the Frenzy on her from that the Thunderhide Lizard. The other thing also is Witch Doctor right now hasn't taken any points in his Voodoo Restoration. He's just going straight for Maledict, the damage build.
That was a very late spawn too, and they're scouting it out now.
He really wants to just make sure Bristle dies every fight. So
Yeah.
Max is Maledict. Now he's going to tank up. And big next step for him will be if he can ever farm an Ags, but he's got 3k net worth, so that's not happening anytime soon. By the way, Undying has an Ags. I think we showed it, but didn't really talk about it.
Undying does?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
He's got 8k net worth.
And they're going in.
All right.
They're gonna split push. DC's making the right choice here.
Yeah, they're already high ground. They're gonna do a lot of damage to the tower.
They might not even have TPs if they
Glyph
pick up an Aegis.
Being
Click
held
on
on to. Deben can be the hero. Cancel some TPs on the way out, perhaps. They're already starting to back off. The Roshan looks like it should be falling momentarily, and they will grab it, but the tower top lane is taking a ton of damage. They need to get the hell out and do so quickly. 1437, still no glimpse just yet. They are fighting around the pit, but they have managed to thwart the push, at least for now, and they catch out AOI 2000. Yawar just going to sack him.
Back.
They lose the Chen, probably. Monkeys forever working on him slowly but surely. He ults, he stalls, he will eventually fall, and then back to the bottom lane.
The creeps are still hitting top. On
Yeah,
the right.
that's the racks.
They got it. Hero Triceratops getting it done.
It's got so much freaking damage. And the other thing is the frenzy means they hit it harder
He's gonna
now.
lose Aegis and he's gonna lose his hero
Oh
too.
no, Archon, are they crumbling under the pressure here? They do get 1437, turning back with the Death Ward on to 2. They pop the Aegis quickly, and now the Death Ward just nothing against TC. Easily able to withstand the onslaught. He resummons the bear. He's gonna look to run in with the Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
Get in range.
I'm so bad at this game. I forgot. Like when you spawn, he's in his form already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was changed. What?
2 patches
ago, something like that.
Same with Medusa.
Been out of the loop, guys. You know, I'm just just the boy struggling to get back into competitive.
Healthy isn't
By the
popular.
way, if you've got a team, there's a slot open for the one and only Demon.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. Sorry.
You know.
Yeah, tweet at Lyrical Dota. If you want to win, if you just want some clowny shenanigans, at Dota Demon.
Are you serious?
Oh, you know.
2016, man. New year.
It's gonna
new
be the
me.
year of the Jimmy.
Absolutely.
They say that every year. All right, let's
Oh,
go.
that's
back,
loser
back,
talk.
back,
Come on, man.
Back to this game. Back to the
Don't beat yourself up like that.
I'm still trying here.
AC up on BB.
That was really big for DC.
It was huge. I mean, yeah, you lose 3 heroes, lose 1 core, but very worth. That Aegis was such a big deal. Like he still has a cheese though.
Are they just gonna brute force it mid now? Just say screw it. We don't want to start trading any longer. TA has MKB if she wants to buy it. That's a really big pickup.
And the bear also has a Ghost Scepter, so you can get away from that TA.
Yeah, and the cheese is mentioned as they are going to look to start the fight here. Glyph gets forced out. From the rear comes the TA, but focusing on Jayo, who's very difficult to bring down during this time, continues to work on him, but the mech comes out, and suddenly the TA is surrounded. Yawar may end up going down. The Broodmother's here. It's going to be up to TC, but he gets the cheese off. Very patiently played. No buyback on TA just yet. Disruptor will re-engage. TC getting slowed, kited, controlled, now rooted up and beaten down to death by the bear, who stands strong. And now the TA will buy back, but they don't have the Bristle buyback. DC, they took that top lane Rex. They played the Roche fight perfectly, but they're not out of the woods just yet. TA jumping in, trying desperately to finish the bear. He gets healed up, soul rip. They gotta get it. No, I don't think they will.
That mismeld.
One more, axes, and the lightning. Oh, just barely. Finally, they get the job done.
And he's back.
But they force out the TA buyback, and yeah, hey, I'm here, ready to go.
Disruptor just feels so useless in these fights, honestly.
He killed him immediately. Brute just ran him down over on the side there.
Honestly,
It's
Monkeys
disgusting.
really has a grudge against Steven. Like, every fight he just runs at him.
Must be some sort of pub
Some
vendetta.
I mean, it's working for him, right? 21 and 11 and taking down the barracks. Actually, he didn't quite get that one in the mid yet, so.
No, they did damage to it, but TC's still holding the structural advantage, and I think if you're Archon, you maybe just go right back down mid. But remember, they don't have a bear resummon
Just
right
go
now.
all in on that bear. Oh, it has evasion now too.
Oh, and no MKB because of the
Just sell
buyback.
that Yasha, Yawar. Do it.
Get an MKB?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that
I
that
think
is the
that's-
play.
Yeah. He has no buyback. You know, he dies. It's
The Yasha's
over.
doing nothing for you at this point, like relative to what an MKB could do.
This is way too much evasion.
Well, round 2, we're getting ready for it. Is 1437 trying to stay alive throughout the course of a fight? I don't think it's happened yet. He's just so vulnerable there, and looks like they're going to slow roll it a little bit as spiders go in again.
I wonder if they want to wait for the bear resummon before they commit.
We need another Alfredo.
They just keep on hitting the melee barracks and it keeps on regenning, right? Like,
Yeah, at this point they definitely could have killed the range like several times over. But they want the bigger objective, and it seems this time they will be able to finish it off. Remember, Bristleback, TA, No buyback available on them.
Tombstone. It's like it's just going to be fed away. No big deal at all. Just trying to make sure that they're able to make a safe retreat.
I mean, one lane of racks for either team is definitely not the end of the world. Both teams have good D push, good split push, great at taking structures, and you can see Bulba going for BOTs, maybe sensing that this is going to turn into a game of structural trades.
I mean, if anything, just 400 gold off the MGB, and they smoke and they try to do something about this. Otherwise, they wait until Roshan once again. Roshan should be up in about 2 minutes. I believe it's 2.5 minutes.
Is DC going to commit for something now? They're really rushing in.
The game is kind of back to being even again with the Raxes.
I guess at this point, think about just next Roshan and trying to secure that for yourself, but it's still a little ways away. And bash her up. Huh.
Good for just locking down the TA in fights.
Even Bristol.
Yeah.
Or he just
Both
throws on
BKB
Disruptor
heroes.
again, the ultimate hate.
The Disruptor's dying anyway, let's be honest.
Disruptor doesn't do anything in the fights.
At this point, he's pretty useless.
All he has is the arcanes and the cloak still.
Yeah, 1437 has had a rough game, partially because they focused him. He has gotten caught out a lot, but you know, in a base race game, one well-timed glimpse can really win you the game. So don't underestimate the power of him.
Don't underestimate Alfredo.
You're really hungry, aren't you?
Talking about his bear.
We gave you Thai food.
Yeah, it was good. Delicious. And the curry.
Some good
Yellow
stuff.
curry. Very good. Very good.
Make everybody hungry at home.
Yeah, we still have more here, guys, by the way. A lot of delicious food. I know for the Europeans, everything might be closed right now, so sucks to be you.
Such a tease, LD.
Tease D.
Tease D.
Tease D.
LTs.
Oh, that's better. Oh, man. Just throwing axes around, boars running all over the place. Wild menagerie. The Beastmaster and the Chen.
And the net worth, it's like, it's still pretty even. The 4K is not really anything at all, honestly. Mostly comes down to the supports. 3K net worth on both Witch Doctor and Disruptor.
We are coming down the home stretch here. One lane of racks down for both teams.
Roshan should be up in a minute, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, how do you think if this does end up going more towards like the ultra late game? Do you still favor Archon there?
I don't see it going ultra late game, but if it were the scenario, yeah, I would say Archon still. Archon is just, their team fight is just too good.
I just feel like
That's
it's
the
a
only
really
way-
hard game for TA to take over.
It just have to be split push from DC if it comes
Yeah.
down to it. With the
BOTs, Beastmaster,
Mhm.
abuse the Chen army a bit.
Abuse the vision as well that Beastmaster and both Chen give you.
You can see
And then
Archon.
the TA traps, of course.
The other
Yeah.
thing, it feels like Archon is just playing it so safe. Like, if they go in for and get themselves an Aegis, they're not overextending at all after that first initial one that we were talking about. It just sort of consistently feels like they're, you know, they recognize how important this match is and wanting to make sure that they're not putting it in jeopardy at all.
Are we just going to see the march down mid? Jo, once that ranged racks at long last, I think they're going to get it.
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Go Jo! Go Alfredo!
He's closing in. He wants to put that one thumb up.
Do they just keep going here?
Why not?
I
Tomb
guess.
gets planted. DC just slowly ratting with the Beastmaster bottom, but the rest of the team is home right now, so I'm not sure it's going to be enough to really trade effectively. As the tower about to drop, the bear continues to do its work. Bulba doing his work, though. They're going to force the TP back. Shaker
Radiant's bottom barracks are
not
under
able to get in there and shut anything down, so it ends up just being a tier 3 tower trade. Nicely
They
done by
should've
Bulba.
turned around and roared.
Gone for the kill.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, one person. Everyone was still in vision. He had his Necrobook out.
Could he cancel TPs on the other side from DC, maybe? He glimpse one person back as they try and...
That's all they can cancel. They only
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
Yeah, oh, another halberd.
Well, I mean, it's okay. Bulba just wanted to play it safe there.
Yeah, there's also a Shadow Blade on the
Yeah.
Shaker, so if he doesn't fully kill
Oh,
him,
this,
then he's
this is the Aegis and cheese
he
here.
might get away.
He dropped his Yasha, not his stick.
So that's pretty cool. The Beastmaster ends up pulling everybody away, and then they're able to just move right on in and take down the
It was
Roshan.
very good decision making there by Bulba, not deciding not to go back and opting and fulfilling onto the split push.
They could have easily lost the game if they weren't split pushing. I don't think they could.
They
take
would
a
have
fight,
lost. They,
yeah.
they probably could have lost there.
And then
That's,
instead
that's
they
the
get the Roshan.
BOTs just being a super clutch item at that stage.
Good job, Blue Blue.
Bilbo's keeping them the fellowship in it for now, but not out of the woods just yet. And Archon marching forward again. This time the
this
lanes
is-
are pushed out
It's
a
gonna be
bit
much
more.
harder with probably buybacks on DC. Should have buybacks, yeah. So there's a buyback on Templar and an Aegis. There's a cheese on Bristle.
Oh, they do have an Abyssal to controller though.
No buyback on Brood.
They're feeling very confident about this.
And you get the tombstone down nice
There's no
and early.
Glyph. It's dead. It's
Oh
dead.
my
There's no
God.
Glyph. There's no glyph.
Yeah. Bears still kill towers as Bulba is ratting the top lane again.
Alfredo, please.
He got a tower kill out of that.
I'm really enjoying this game now. It's getting much closer. You know, they lose a Rax, but at the same time, you still have a fresh Aegis on DC here. It's just see what they do. So Boots of Travel now picked up on TA. So split pushing and trading is possible throne race here too.
Yeah, and with the amount of extra structural damage that Bulba's been able to do, it does set them up to try and go for that.
Yeah, they have all the auras, but then Archon has the bear, so
It would be a tough call, actually.
it's hard to really determine, you know, like
Yeah.
who really wins the base race. But I think DC has a slight advantage with both Kyros and Esso, then all the auras.
Yeah, if the bristle's there.
The thing also I always think about is we've talked about already canceling TPs, and Earthshaker to me does feel like it gives you a little bit of an advantage in those clutch moments where something needs to happen at the last second, either coming back to defend or, you know, being able to cancel those is really important, and DC miss out on that a little bit.
Only if they decide to go back, as they commit a roar, execute Fluff.
They were.
They really wanted that kill.
Let me tell you something in your ear very loudly.
That was not very loud.
That was less so.
So, they are going to march down mid. There is no buyback on Witch Doctor. He's actually a fairly
They might split push. They might kind of go half mid and the other
poke
half
mid
bottom.
and bottom, yeah.
And that's what Bulba's doing.
Bulba getting his
Bulba
rat
and
on
TA.
now, gets the Necro Book summon. They are focusing range Rex. Good decision making here by DC. No backup move now coming in with the Fissure, but remember there is still an Aegis available. BKB gets committed. They're going to drop the Abyssal as well, but there's no damage.
the
Even
Necro's
through
still in
all
the
of this, the
Rex.
BKB is going to fall, and it looks like they'll get the melee racks as well. Digital Chaos, is this the trump card? Is this the big maneuver that turns the game? Blinking out of the Static Storm, hunting towards Monkeys. Can't quite finish him off. Aegis, still 2 minutes to go. They're down to 1 lane of racks. They need to be getting some kills or objectives right now. Archon
send him
might
back.
be forced to just go all in down the mid lane. But if they do that, DC could easily threaten Throne. They're working on AUI, but TA keeping the lanes pushed in. Not going to go to the top side. They give up a Chen.
Owie.
A noble sacrifice, and you could see it. They, at this point, DC, they've got their game plan set. BOT's up on the bristle, and should Archon try for the all-in, DC will be ready to counter.
That was really impressive to me. Like the decision making, like you were talking about. I remember back at the Frankfurt qualifiers, that was something that I felt like DC was definitely missing. And this time around, knowing exactly when to go and where they needed to go, really, really well played by them.
I think a lot of it comes down to also the leadership of
1437.
Steven, yeah.
Definitely seems like a more poised team ever since he joined.
They baited that. TC played that very well. He just ran in aggressively towards the range racks. Then Archon kind of committed towards him, while Beastmaster and TA just split pushed bottom. It was really good execution.
A lot of pressure on Archon, who may have thought they had this game locked up. You go back to all those early pushes where they didn't get a ranged or a melee for a really long time. The lanes have been shoved out a little more than they would have liked, and perhaps that...
So DC's definitely making the right choices by choosing not to. Ooh, crap. Choosing not to take these team fights.
They did manage to find TC, has the cheese. Is he going to bother to pop it? No, he accepts his fate. That's the
Yeah,
buyback.
His team was just completely not there. TC was just out of position there.
So bottom lane is pushing, top lane is
Ooh.
pushing, and I think DC's just going to try to throw it.
I like this build by Bulba here. Bobino, Blue Blue, Baba. Refresher. I mean, he can split push, and then if he needs him back, you know, you have your double roar. You can necro book again back at base.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have buyback.
Roche, relatively long respawn timer. A little bit of actually middle of the way or so. Oh, that's that other one. Never mind. It's really quick.
Yeah. Archon's going to have a really hard time. I mean, one Light of Rex was very doable, but down 2 and the third one exposed. I think they may need some BOTs of their own.
Do you feel like they sort of have to try and just run right on down the mid lane there? Is
They can't just straight go down
They
mid.
can't do it anymore because they have 2 lanes constantly pushing in. And by the time they pass the river, DC's already split pushing, and they'll be ready. Their creeps will be hitting their tier 4s.
And they have triple BOTs now, so you get
And
the
buybacks
Beastmaster
ready.
with Necro, the super farm TA with Deso, and the Bristle with AC, and you're just going to lose your throne.
Let's go, boo boo. Let's go.
That's the best you've got, huh? Boba, boba, boba.
Bubba.
slow clap?
Bobino, Bino.
Does he get a whole like art style level, series of nicknames if they go on to win this?
What
The
did I
Great
say
Bulbino,
once?
the Sultan of SWAT. The
Boba rarely doesn't. He doesn't really make crucial mistakes. He's a very consistent player. No
Daddy
sarcasm here.
fantastic.
You're looking at me over here like I'm being very serious. He doesn't make very crucial mistakes. So and he's playing very well this game too.
I almost feel like you're trying to jinx him. Not gonna lie.
Big Daddy
Why would
fantastic.
I do that, man? I'm a fan of
That's the
Boba.
one.
He's a very good friend of mine, former teammate, of course. Too.
What a nice guy.
He's mafia. Don't listen to anything this Chucklefuck says. They're rushing down mid though. Oh, TA has just showed herself. They have the Shadow Blade Shaker on the move.
Butterfly next coming on up.
Yeah, there's no MKBs on Archon, right? I don't think anyone has one.
Didn't
Butterfly's
TA
huge.
pick one? Oh, Archon, right? Yeah.
There's a good position right now for Archon. The lanes are in good position. DC was not ready for this. And Bulba's already split pushing, so is AOI with his creeps.
They're shoving the lanes, and are they just going straight for the throw now is the question. Archon stopping off for the buffer buildings. What do they want here? It looks like they are going straight for tier 4 towers. Do they back, or do DC actually take the fight? They have brought Bulba back in. Static Storm now committed, and they're going to jump onto Jo off the bat, trying to focus him down, but the Brood arrives. The Roar #1 comes out from Bulba, trying to lock him in position. Where's that second Roar going to go? Lets him fly. Monkeys forever kept alive. Then the force that made the triple echo, but is there follow-up? The Fissure comes through. It might just be enough damage. They've almost brought down Bulba, but he doesn't have much left in the tank as the Death Ward blinks away at them from distance. TA out of the fight for 110 seconds is going to buy back instantly. So too the Disruptor. Jo scrambling and just desperately trying to retreat. Whitebeard with the clutch TP out. Jo will also make it. Everybody gets beamed home. The entire team survives.
Moo Dota, man.
Oh
Moo
my god.
fucking Dota.
What the hell was that even?
That Fissure, man. Everyone.
He did everything right. Can we get that recap?
Please.
Oh.
Everyone from
Okay.
DC wasted buyback there. They needed to. It wasn't complete waste, but
Did they get any of the tier 4s during that? at
maybe
all?
one. They
Yeah.
got one.
That was so freaking huge.
I can't believe literally all 5 made it out, and they force out a buyback.
That's where Bulbo probably feels pressured now.
Yeah.
You know, every feeling that he has, little emotions,
Well,
Just trickling up to the surface,
running through his
bubbling.
head. Pressure of the sweat, his palms being sweaty.
Spaghetti.
No spaghetti, man. His palms are being sweaty. It's
No spaghetti yet.
no
mom
spaghetti.
spaghetti.
When they lose, the spaghettis will be dropped. But
Well, Aegis now up also, and it looks like they're going to be trying to take a little bit of a fight of their own. No buybacks at this point, so
Are they just going to try to brute force it now? Is it DC's time to look for an
Bear
all
has
maneuver?
buyback. Bear's the only one that has buyback, though.
I think Radiant
Brood
do have
bought back
Glyph
too.
available,
They do.
so they
should.
can't just easily get Megas here.
Double roars down. It's only a single roar.
Let's see though. They're trying to sneak up on the racks, up on the high ground. And the ambush begins very quickly. Surprise, we're here. What you gonna do about it? Glyph comes out and immediately the blink away. Remember, Tia does not have buyback though. She does have the Aegis. Needs to be careful. So they force back TC.
Very good kinetic field right there by Theben.
He may pay for this.
No, he won't.
Gets the send back.
Do they even care about mega creeps though? Is what I'm
They're still
wondering?
hunting. Looks like they're gonna get AUI.
Oh. He is buyback.
They definitely care about mega creeps if they can immediately counterplay and go for the win. But
Okay.
it depends on how. Like DC doesn't want to suicide their team for megas either. If they take megas, it's got to be relatively
The
clean.
last engagement when he echoed 3 people, it was a really good 4-staff attempt by Chen.
The rat.
Oh.
The rat.
Oh, the dragon.
The dragon rat.
Refresh is almost up. Buyback almost up on Bulba too.
Are they all in here?
Radiant's middle barracks
Is there any going back? What's the call?
Tier 4s are going
The
down in
Bristle's
the
porting.
base. They got to.
They're going for it, and DC going for the base trade. The game could end in just a matter of seconds. Where's the back? They commit. The glyph is ready. That might be the difference maker. Monkey's forever glimpsed away. Just keep him off of the structures. TPing home, trying to get back and slow it down as the Witch Doctor. The Death Ward goes through, but TABKB's committing heavily for this one. Here comes the Brood Mama to hang on. Leave my base alone.
Oh!
It's Archon who snatch it away from Digital Cramps.
Wow.
And that is going to hurt like a bitch.
Oh, I can't imagine how every
Oh.
single one of the DC players feel right now.
Ow.
Craig Assam.
Oh god.
I thought that was going to be a whole lot closer. That was not even remotely close as a base race.
Jeez, that bear just does so much freaking damage. And the whole time through, I mean, you tank a whole duration Witch Doctor ulti, you get the Chen heal off at the end, you expect you're going to be able to make it happen, and then it all comes down like that.
Straight up, I'm very surprised that Mu actually ended up staying back and letting Monkeys TP back with the Abyssal Blade, and then Witch Doctor porting as well. Like, I thought Airshake would be the one disabling them for a while, but I mean they still won, but wow.
I like the fact that both teams were fairly decisive this game. I think it's something we've seen a lot of the NA teams really struggle with, is just making a call and going for it often.
No skepticism.
Yeah, I mean, even if it doesn't work out for DC, at least they said, all right, we're going all in. Let's go for the throne right now. So it does still show a little more decisiveness, which is something I think these teams have been lacking in the past. But
Definitely.
that hurts.
That hurts. I hate that. That's probably
Yeah.
the worst. That's the worst feeling.
Oh,
You're losing like that. It's the
You
worst.
have the game. It's in
Right.
your grasp.
Definitely.
You're up a late of racks, and then
I mean, even the decision. I think if they ended up choosing the fight, they probably could have lost too. So it's like really hard. And that was the right. I feel that was still the right decision, no matter how
Yeah.
you put it there.
I agree.
If they made it maybe even 5 seconds earlier, it could have been.
Then we'd be
that-
saying what geniuses they are. and-
Right, exactly. Well, and then on the flip side of the coin for Archon, what a way to go into Shanghai. I mean, going in there off the back of a great decision making and, being able to go for the jugular when you need it to happen. It seems like they're going to be in a pretty decent spot. What do you think about their chances?
LD?
Not good.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Maybe they'll take like a game
Top-
here or there off of some of the
Maybe
teams.
maybe top 12 they're lucky, but I still see them.
I see them bottom 4.
Likewise.
These round robin group stages, you can play it. You have a scrappy game here or there. You have pocket picks, especially if teams don't prepare for you. Because let's be honest, whatever group Archon's in, teams will probably be preparing for some of the stronger looking teams. So you can't upset them. But even if they don't do well at the event, they're still going to walk away with prize money, and it's great experience and practice for the team anyway. So
Fair enough. But
woo, that was intense.
Yeah,
All right, I guess we're done.
it's the JO thing.
I'm out. I'm done.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you guys for joining us through the American qualifiers. We still have more action tomorrow for NA, and a little bit later on today we're going to have a little bit more from China, lower bracket finals, and then finally the second spot to determine who's going to be making the short trip from wherever they are in China to Shanghai. So thank you guys very much for watching. I think that series starts off at 10:30 PST.
Yeah, so it's about an hour and 15 minutes from now. We do have a break. There's no other Dota going on, so we'll actually have a break. Be sure to follow these guys at Lyrical Dota, at Dota Demon, and if you need a sub or a player, you know who to call.
Thanks, BTS. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
We'll be back, guys.